Hopefully everybody had a good week and having a good weekend. This episode will be about signs the universe tells you when it's time to shift. But before that, I wanted to get into some other stuff. First of all, happy Black History Month. And so I wanted to start off with some Black history facts that you might not know. I feel like I know most of them, but you got to keep learning. So let's get into it. And Black History Month, obviously, it's a month thing, but Black History is all year, every day, all day. So, let's see. Okay, so it's a couple of facts. Number one of the greatest African rulers of all time, Mansa Musa, from 1280 to 1337, led the Mali Empire at the height of its power and creativity. He directly controlled the price of gold, and he has been described as the richest person in human history. Now, if you don't know about Mansa Musa, there is a book about him. I think I've even shared that on my Instagram page. I haven't read it yet, but I know about Mansa Musa just because I know about the Moors, and they were, like I said, he was the richest person in human history, and they were like some of the wealthiest people of all time. So definitely do your research on that. I already knew about them before, but I learned about them a little bit more when I went to the Black History Museum in DC, which I definitely need to go back to. And they talk about the Moors there in Mansa Musa. So definitely, again, check it out. Number two, Rebecca Lee Crumpler, from 1831 to 1895, the first Black woman in the U.S. to qualify as a doctor, opened her own medical clinic in Boston and dedicated herself to treating women and children who lived in poverty. She treated patients regardless of their ability to pay and often took no money for her work. Okay, shout out to her. I heard of her before too. Number three, during the U.S. Civil War, more than 178,000 Black soldiers served across 175 regiments, making up 10% of the Union Army's soldiers and representing the key to the Union's victory. We knew that. You should have learned that in history class. And then they still came back and were treated like crap, but I digress. Number four, though they were forbidden from signing up officially, a large number of Black women served as scouts, nurses, and spies in the Civil War. We knew that too. Number five, a teenager, this is interesting, named Claudette Colvin, got arrested in 1955 for refusing to give up her bus seat for a white woman. Some local civil rights leaders saw the event as a chance to highlight the city's unfair bus policy, but decided that Colvin was too young to represent the struggle. Still, Colvin's act inspired Rosa Parks to do the same thing 9 months later, and Parks' arrest sparked one of the biggest civil rights campaigns of all time. Shout out to Claudette, shout out to Rosa, but I don't understand how her being young has anything to do with that, but I guess, I don't know. But you always hear about Rosa Parks, but I always knew that somebody else had done it before her. Number six, businesswoman Annie Turnbull Malone, from 1869 to 1957, became one of the first Black millionaires. Yes. Malone set up the Poro Company, which produced popular hair and beauty products for the Black community. She hired the young Sarah Breed Love, 1867 to 1919, as one of her door-to-door sales agents, and inspired Breed Love to build her own multi-million-dollar beauty brand. Now, that's interesting also because I knew somebody else had done this before, but you always hear about Madam C.J. Walker. But this lady, I think she was before her. Let me do a quick search, but yeah, you always hear about Madam C.J. Walker, but I think this lady sounds like she was before her. Is Madam C.J. Walker 1867? Interesting. Yeah, this lady was 1869. Well, maybe they were the same time. I don't know, but either way, they both were doing good things and became millionaires. So, number 7, acclaimed writer and poet Maya Angelou, 1928 to 2014, had another noteworthy distinction. In 1944, she became the first female black cable car conductor in San Francisco. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Number 8, civil rights activist and campaigner Septima Poinsett Clark, 1898 to 1987, helped to found nearly 1,000 citizenship schools, which contributed to helping blacks register to vote. Number 9, described as a forgotten pioneer, Althea Gibson, 1927 to 2003, was the first black tennis player to win a tennis Grand Slam in 1956. She won 11 Grand Slam tournaments over the course of her career. That's awesome too. I heard of her, but I didn't know too much about her, but that's definitely dope too. Set the way for Serena and Venus. Number 10, Lewis Howard Latimer, 1848 to 1928, invented and patented the carbon filament, which allowed light bulbs to last longer than they did with the paper filament used in Thomas Edison's design. Latimer eventually went on to work for the Edison Electric Light Company. Number 11, the ironing board invented by Sarah Boone, the traffic light system invented by Garrett Morgan, and the home security system invented by Marie Van Britten Brown all came down to us from black inventors. I knew about the traffic lights and the home security. I didn't know about the ironing board, but it makes sense. All black history and black inventors, black pioneers. So just some facts to know, like I said, during Black History Month. So the thing I want to talk about today, I saw a video, it was on TikTok titled, "Are You Getting Tested? This is Why Things Aren't Going Your Way." And I can attest that this is currently occurring in my life. So it was very helpful, to say the least. And I also saw this post that I want to talk about. I saw it on Instagram from the Instagram page is Miss Intuition, and it's titled "Signs the Universe is Trying to Get Your Attention to Let You Know It's Time to Shift." Under it says, when our energy is out of alignment, these signs can show up from the universe to say, hey, it's time to shift gears here. Whether it's a big change or small shifts, the universe tries to get our attention so we cannot spend any more time doing things or showing up for people when they aren't good for us or meant for us. Trust me when I say, the universe isn't attacking you, it's trying to help you, LOL. Yeah, you definitely gotta laugh about that because, yeah. I always feel like, I always end up yelling like, yo, why are you coming for me? Nothing is a coincidence. There is no such thing. So if you pick up breadcrumbs and signs that point to you needing to make a change, embrace it and dig out that courage to do it. I know it's hard, but you have this chance on Earth right now to live an incredible life, and the universe wants you to shine and live in alignment. So, these are the signs that the universe is trying to get your attention to let you know it's time to shift. Number 1, you're facing a lot of delays and roadblocks. When you find yourself facing uncanny delays, the universe is trying to redirect you back into alignment. When something is not meant for you, the universe will do as much as possible to create setbacks in hopes it redirects you. This is for sure. I would say this past week, I faced some setbacks that really just was messing with my day. And then I ended up coincidentally coming across this post. So yeah, the universe is trying to get your attention. If you feel like you're experiencing a lot of like roadblocks and you're feeling like, yo, what is going on? Why is nothing working? Why all of a sudden are things falling apart? Usually when things are falling apart, they're actually coming together for your higher good and greater good. Number 2, things feel forced. When you're met with a lot of resistance and difficulties with something consistently, it is typically a sign to move on to something else or shift your approach. Now, this is a good one because it makes me think of relationships and dating, or just friendships, or just the way your relationships that you have with people. If you feel like interacting with them is a force, if you feel like having the consistency within the relationship is forced, then that could be a sign that it's just not aligned for you. And or it could have been at one point, but it's no longer aligned, and you have to change your approach to it. And it doesn't have to mean you know, tell them off or you just completely ghost them or anything like that. Maybe it's just you just cut back on the way in which you communicate, and start paying attention and taking care of within more, versus in trying to force someone to care or to interact with you. If somebody wants to, they will come. You know, I always say it, like, people do what they want to do. You have to pay attention to what people do. When you're always the one forcing it in the relationship, you're never going to be able to see that. But baby, you stop reaching out. Stop texting first. Stop calling first. Just stop thinking about them. Stop trying to figure out what they're doing and figuring out why it's not working. And they'll show you. It might not be real quick, or it might be real quick. And you'll be like, oh, that's what we on? Okay. And that's the universe giving you that opportunity to say, like, all right, move on, like, find something else, unless that's something that you want to be in, but usually it's not. So it's just a way for the universe to kind of give you that out for anything in that sense. The next one, you're misplacing things and you're more forgetful than usual. Interesting. When this happens more often than usual, this is typically a sign your energy is out of alignment. And it's the universe's way of trying to get you to slow down so that you can make adjustments and reconnect with your center. This is an interesting one because I definitely go through this. Sometimes I misplace things, but definitely forgetful. But it's like forgetful, but not really. Like I think that happens when I'm moving too fast, when I'm trying to do too many things at the same time, or I'm just going. I'll forget things more often, and it's definitely a way to slow down so you can reconnect with yourself, because even when things are in a rush, you should still be at a pace that's comfortable for you and your body and mentally, that you can get things done without having to rush. I feel like it's trying to say, like, if you feel like you gotta rush everything and you're always just trying to get things done as fast as possible, then it's like it's not in alignment with you, because you should enjoy doing whatever it is that you like to do. And if you enjoy it, why would you want to rush through something that you enjoy? So that's something to think about too. If you feel like you're constantly rushing through things, or activities or work or whatever it is, or a relationship, whatever, or friendship, or the way you interact with certain people, if it's always like, let me just hurry up and get this over with, or let me just hurry up and talk to them real quick, or let me just hurry up and do this real quick, I think that's our spirit's way of saying, like, this is not even in alignment for you, because you should be excited to want to do these things. You should be wanting to take your time with these things and not wanting to hurry up, right? Because I know for me, if I really like a show, right, I don't want the show to hurry up and end. If I really like a person, or there's a guy that I'm talking to or dating, and I get to hang out with them, I don't want our time together to hurry up and end. I want it to maybe not last forever, but I wanted to really enjoy the time and not even think about the time, right? The time when you're spending time with someone, interacting with people, or doing something, an activity, you should be so, maybe not lost in it, but you should be so happy within whatever it is that you're doing, and your environment, and what's going on around you, that you don't even pay attention to the time. So if you are finding yourself trying to hurry up and rush through things, then maybe that's the time for you to stop and reconnect, and maybe make some adjustments, like it's saying, and reconnect with your center, and make sure and check in. Is like, is this really for me? Is this person really for me? Or is this what I'm doing and the environment that I'm in, or this space that I'm in, is this really in alignment with what is right for me? All right, next one. You keep hearing messages and seeing signs about change. The universe will try and get your attention by sending you synchronicities and signs in relation to the change you need to make, in hopes that you will get the message and make a shift happen. This is something that I've talked about before, and I definitely experience it often and still do as of recent, seeing synchronicities. And for me, synchronicities have been, I've said, like numbers of 222, 333. It's very crazy. Was it this morning? I think it was this morning or yesterday morning. I woke up so weird. I was knocked out. I had went to bed, and I didn't even jolt up, but I woke up at 3:33 a.m. But it wasn't like a wake up where you're like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom, or like you jump out of a dream or something. It was just like my body just like almost like it was like an alarm system, but it wasn't like no jolt, no type of anything like that. It was just like my body naturally woke up, and I rolled over, and I'm like, all right. I wasn't even sleepy. It was weird. Like when I opened my eyes, it was like I had gotten a full rest, and I looked at the clock. It's 3:33. I'm like, I just automatically was like, oh, thank you, God. Show me how good it can get. And, I went to the restroom, then came back, and I meditated, because I feel like usually what I've learned is when you are woken like that, it's spirit is trying to tell you something. So I meditated, and during my meditation, I had a really good vision of some things, and I'm trying to think. I think that same night I had an interesting dream, or the night before. I've been having these interesting dreams about just various things. I feel like they are about things in the future, but also just about people that I have known in the past, or just certain things like visions, pretty much. But yeah, definitely, like it says, seeing synchronicities, and if you feel yourself like as of recently, I've caught pretty much every synchronicity of the hour, which is like 11:11, 1:11. I've seen a lot of 1:11, a lot of 3:33, and a lot of 4:44, 5:55, and 10:10, and 12:12. So just seeing things like that. Also, just like when you might see feathers. That was something that I kept seeing a lot for the past couple of months when I was walking to work. I kept seeing feathers on the ground, and that means something too. I forget what it means, but you can look it up. And then also, sometimes it'll be like even like strangers, like a stranger will say something to you, but that pertains to maybe something that you've been thinking about, what you've been worried about, or just a message that you feel is like for you. Is usually the universe's way of speaking to you. Maybe, and again, I feel like the universe talks to us, God talks to us in ways that knows that we're gonna be able to understand, because everybody is gonna understand in different ways. If someone said a message to me, like that story that I told you guys when I had the AAA guy who he was talking to me and telling me this advice on things that I didn't even tell him what was going on in my life. He just knew. He started to talk to me about it. That spoke to me, because that's a way that the universe can speak to me. For somebody else might not have caught that or really thought about it like that. It might have been better for a message that you see online, or something that you read in a book, or just something in a song. So I feel like the universe, like it's saying, the universe will speak to you in ways that it knows that you will understand, and constantly. It will be constant. It's not just going to be a one-time thing, and then it's like, oh, they didn't catch it, so oh well. No, it's going to like get louder and louder. Like you're gonna keep seeing it. You're gonna keep seeing. I've seen those numbers recently within the past couple of like these past 2 weeks or so. I've been seeing those numbers like crazy. So it's trying to tell you like it's time for the shift. It's time to make the change. It's time to go. It's time to move on. It's time to pivot. It's time to take a left. Time to take a right. It's telling you gotta pay attention, and you gotta be willing and open to shift gears. The next one, your old ways of being and doing things are being challenged and crumbling. When a change is overdue, the universe will challenge your old ways of being and doing things and hope you reconsider your approach to life and or your direction. This is also true. I feel like this sometimes can happen like with the way that you interact with other people. Like I think about dating. Maybe it's the way that you have had in the past, of the way that you interact with people and date, and it hasn't worked out. And sometimes it's always easier to say like, oh, it was the other person, or it just wasn't meant to be. And that could be the truth, but also I think that what's important is when you have those situations, it's important not to just dump it all on one person. You have to take a look at what you've done, and maybe you didn't do anything quote unquote wrong, but maybe there's a way that you handle certain situations that could be different. Or it could also just be, hey, you weren't paying attention to the red flags, or you went into it kind of rose-colored glasses, thinking like, oh, this person's the one for me. Like, you always just kind of, oh, we have to be together, instead of just being like, oh, this is a good thing for right now, or this is a friend, or something like that. So just always being willing to change your approach to things and see things in a different perspective, and the universe will try to challenge you until you not necessarily crumble, because it's not trying to break you, it's trying to help you. Always remember that when you feel like things are going bad, that's the ego talking. Your soul is going to recognize that, oh, it's time for a change. Like, even for me recently, the things that I've been going through, my ego was upset. I was angry. I was livid. I was sad. I was a mix of emotions. But my soul at the time was able to tell me, like, this is what you need. And like I was saying before, nothing is a coincidence. And everything happens for a reason. And that's the time when you really just have to trust and surrender and use your brain and just trust in yourself and trust in the future and trust in the universe that everything is happening the way it needs to happen. And it's a opportunity for a new beginning, always. So the next one, something comes to an abrupt end or halt. When something is not good for you, the universe will intervene and do you a favor by removing it from your path in life so that you can begin to open new doors instead. I love this one. I used to, again, from an ego perspective, think when things were ending abruptly like that, I did something wrong, or I messed it up, or why isn't this working? I need that. What am I gonna do? Why is this happening to me? That's all ego. Because we get comfortable, because these things are feeding our ego in one way or another. But when you're able to mature spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and recognize that sometimes when things happen, when they end abruptly like that, it's for your greater good. And you might not be able to see it right now, but you will see it. And usually when something ends like that I wasn't expecting, and maybe I in my head thought I was going to end it, but it ends out on its own or before the time that I anticipated in my mind, I take it as, you know what? I'm probably dodging a bullet in some form of a way, whether I can see that bullet now or I'm going to see the destruction that it causes later, or I was getting too comfortable in this and the universe is tired of waiting on me, or I need to hurry up and get out of this because the thing that's for me is coming, and I'm going to miss that train if I don't get off of where I'm at. And so I'm pretty much being pushed out of something to be able to catch that train and like it says, begin to open the new doors that are coming. And so I guess with that, it's like, just think about, again, if something has abruptly ended or just there's a sudden change that occurs, not to always think from an ego perspective of, oh, why is this happening to me? Why is this ending? And trying to hold on. I think something that we have to remember is usually when you're trying to hold on to something, it's already gone. In the sense of, like, if you have to hold on and squeeze onto something, it's not for you. It's usually probably not for you, or maybe it is for you and you're not letting it breathe. You gotta let it breathe. You gotta like I said earlier, like, let people be. Let people do what they want to do, and it's for you both. It's not just for that person. It's not the idea of like, oh, well, if I let them do it, then they're gonna play me, or they're gonna stop talking to me. If that's what they wanted to do anyway, it's anything. It's like you're just smothering them. Let people do what they want to do. You set your intentions in your head. You set your intentions with them. You tell them what it is that you're looking for, and then you give them the choice to see if they want to be a part of that or not. And if not, then that's good for you, because now you know to move on to the next thing. And I think that's something that we just have to learn, I guess, with time and experience, is that you can't hold on to things, whether that be jobs, people, items, ideas, emotions, all those things. You can't take anything with you when you go. So you have to live in a mindset of, you always appreciate the experiences that you have, appreciate the people that you have, and the things that are going on in your life at the current time, because you don't know if they're going to be with you in the future. And it's always a life lesson, and it's always something to learn. And so the easier that you are able to do that, the better for you. Like I always say, pack light. You can't hold on to baggage. You can't carry baggage with you through relationships, through job to job, to friendship to friendship, and just even within yourself, like how you interact with yourself, and how how old you were 10 years ago versus how old you are today. Are you still harboring things that you did to yourself, or are you things that happened to you that you might blame yourself for back then? Forgive yourself. Don't hold on to things. Don't harbor things. You're not making room for new things to come. Your hands should always be free. You have to always be open for blessings. And if you're holding on to people and things and just trying to have all this control, you're gonna miss your blessings. You're gonna miss the things that are meant for you, that you can't even probably imagine what those things are, because there's no way for us to, as human beings, know what's to come in the future in any form. That's why we always have to be open and willing to, maybe not accept, but just be open to the possibilities of the future. Be open to the possibilities of what's to come in your life, and always be appreciative of those things. Because everything is a gift. Every day is a gift. Every minute, every hour, every day, every month, every year is a gift. And it's something that we have to remember not to take it for granted, and be just grateful. And when you, not just being grateful by verbally saying you're grateful, but living like you're grateful, which is like giving back and being willing to help others, helping yourself grow, like push yourself to be the best version of yourself, no matter how hard it can be. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on others. But most importantly, just like I always say, take care of you. You're your greatest. You should be your greatest supporter. You should be your greatest advocate for yourself, and you're responsible for you. That means you're responsible for your body, taking care of your temple. Mentally, you're responsible for taking care of your mental health and making sure you practice self-care, whether that be therapy or just doing things that make you happy, or more, meditating, being in tune with your higher self, making sure you're communicating with yourself, journaling, reading, just doing things to make you think, and constantly growing as a person. Spiritually, making sure, whether it be you go to church or whatever religion you practice, or tapping in, meditating, or listening to maybe podcasts or whatever it is that help you, give you spiritual messages, and what I say, spiritually, physically, emotionally, making sure you tap into your emotions, allowing yourself to feel your emotions and expressing your emotions, whether that be with yourself, with God, with the people that are around you that pertain to the emotion. Just allowing yourself to basically grow and feel and enjoy this life, and enjoy what life has to offer, because it has so much to give. So with that being said, I hope this message was helpful, and I will be releasing it probably tonight or tomorrow morning, but I just wanted to check in and share this information that I found. And as always, I'm your host, Chanel. This is Black Hippie Lounge Podcast. If you can, rate and review the podcast. Follow on all major platforms, whether that be Spotify, Apple, or more. You can visit my website that is in the link in the bio of my Instagram and TikTok page, which are both at Black Hippie Lounge. I don't have a Facebook, but As always, meditate, manifest. I do have Twitter also, but as always, meditate, manifest, invest in you, and pay attention to the signs, and be grateful, and meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel.